Glecta, and we are going to deliver excellence. All right? Okay. So we at Glecta deliver our lecture with innovative techniques, and along with that, we make sure that the child is learning each and everything that is being delivered in the class. We give best quality learning in highly competitive rates. We have extremely transparent structure for scholarship and discounts. And then we are running 39 plus courses. We have 8 instructors, more than 8 instructors, and like 120 plus learners. This is just the least amount, and the amount of learners we have is amazing. So here, when we always have our sessions, like whenever we have our regular sessions, all the children who are enrolled with us, we always make sure that we are giving them the best of the knowledge. Okay, we always try to make the class interactive, because we believe that, when the child interacts, the child learns better, right? Next, we have notes and mind maps. We give notes and mind maps for every session that we have in our class. Okay, and notes and mind maps are given in the form of PPTs. We also give assignments on every Saturday, and our assignments are always based on what we have done in the class. And last but not the least, and something which I personally like, and I really like it so much, because our each and every lecture is recorded, and we give the recorded lectures to our students who are enrolled with us. In this way, they can go through the recorded lectures of each and every topic whenever and wherever they want to. Okay, isn't it amazing? All right, thank you for the responses. All right, and the best thing that I'm going to share with you as of now is that we are going to start with our upcoming live events in future. And like today we are having it on English. Later on we'll be having it on maths, NVR, VR, and English again. And you can see the dates, the topics. We have tried to cover up all the important topics that are always going to be asked in 11 plus exams. Okay, so all the details are there on the screen for you, and you must join these upcoming free live sessions. And as I always share, it's always better to share our knowledge, right? So please try to spread the word among your friends, your families, your WhatsApp groups, your Facebook groups, your Telegram groups, and tell other students also that they can join this upcoming live session, so that they can also learn something from it. Okay? Yes? Isn't it amazing? We all should do that, right? And for each and every live session, we'll definitely be giving you links and all. We'll keep updating you about it. Okay? All right. Okay, thank you. Thank you. All right. So here we are going to start with vocabulary and comprehension passage. And before I start, let me tell you, we always keep 11 plus in our mind. Our approach is 11 plus, whether the child is in year 3, year 4, or year 5. We start training the child, about 11 plus since the child is in year 3 or since the child is in year 2 or 3. All right? Because it's very important that you should be aware about the tips and techniques, and you should be quite good at it till you are in year 4. Because year 5 is all about preparations, and that's what we believe, right? In year 5, we are more into mock test, right? And mock tests are a big hit in our classes. Okay, and adding on to it, why am I sharing so much with you about 11 plus? Because we have so many children, and I'm proud to say that we have so many children in our previous session who actually got selected in grammar schools. And I am just not saying it in air. We are definitely going to share a video with you in our next upcoming session. And you will be surprised that, the kind of results we have got. And we are really extremely happy, and we are proud to announce that so many children have finally got their admission, their dream admission in their respective schools. Isn't it amazing? And we all dream for that, isn't it? Yes? Our eyes are full of dreams. We know that the only dream we have at this time is we want to learn, and our target is 11 plus. Right? All right. Okay. Great, Abdul. All right. Now let's begin. And we have many of our students who actually got enrolled in 11 plus. They are live with us right now. And I am sure they are just having a great time here. Great, Azan. I mean, they are sharing their, in the chat box, they are sharing their schools in which they have got the admissions. Isn't it amazing? And I'm proudly reading it. We are really proud at Glecta to share this with all of you. And we really want all of you to get admission in your dream school. And for that, we are there to help you out. All right, let's begin with today's session. Vocabulary. Now, what is vocabulary? In vocabulary, children usually know that it means words. Children also know that it means a group of words. Right? Which is absolutely correct. You are absolutely correct. Vocabulary is all about words and a group of words. We learn their meaning, right? Their spellings. So usually when I ask children, what is vocabulary, or what do they understand by the term vocabulary? They just say words, a word or a group of words, right? But let me tell you, vocabulary is also about spellings. Vocabulary is also about synonyms. Vocabulary is also about antonyms. All right? Why did I say spellings? Because if you know the word, you know a new word or an old one. And if you are not going to write it properly, will that word make any sense? No. So spelling plays a very important role, and it is a part of vocabulary. Then we have synonyms. Synonyms are similar words that are having similar meanings, right? For example, we have surprised and we have astonished. So surprised and astonished means the same, right? So synonyms are very important. You should know what synonyms are. The words that have similar meanings. All right? That's all right. So you have to keep this in mind. Then we have antonyms. Antonyms are all about opposite words. What is it about? Opposite words. For example, wonderful, wonderful. And I would request you all, a sincere request, a humble request, please write your answers in the chat box. All right? There are so many students here, literally so many students, and I'm really happy to have you all here. It's an honor to, have a session with you all. But I would request you all to please give your responses in the chat box rather than unmuting yourself. All right? So that we can have discipline in class and we all can have a good learning. We all can have a good takeaway from here. Right? All right. So, yes. And number one thing, I forgot to share something. Why am I doing vocabulary and comprehension together? It is because in comprehension passage, in 11 plus exam I'm talking about, in 11 plus exam, you will see that you will surely get vocabulary questions. They can ask you the questions in comprehension itself. They can ask you the questions on the basis of spelling. They can ask you the question on the basis of antonyms and synonyms. All right. They will definitely be going to give you the questions on that. All right. So you should know what synonyms and antonyms are and what do we have to do when we have a spelling question in comprehension, right? So what they are going to do is they'll provide you with three wrong spellings and one correct one. Then you have to answer it. Yes, Musvi, you have raised your hand. Do you have any question? All right. Is it blurry for everyone? Abdul, are you able to see it? Is it blurry? Rohan, is it blurry? Okay. So what you can do there, I think everybody is able to see. So you can just rejoin it. Isn't it amazing? Right? Yes, that would be better, dear. All right. So one more child is raising the hand. So I know I want to listen to the concern. What concern you have, dear? It's written VP. VP, dear. What's the concern, dear? Okay, the child is not responding. Anyways, I should move ahead. All right. All right. So now let's start with the comprehension. Before we start with comprehension, I have some questions for you. Okay. And rather than asking you questions, why don't I give you some tips on comprehension passage? I should do that, isn't it? Right? Because everybody keeps asking us questions. What do we do? What do we do in this question? How do we start comprehension? This, that, so many questions. But I will be giving you the answers of all of these questions. So I'm not going to ask you any question as of now. I will be providing you with the tips. All right, I'll be answering those questions. Number one, whenever you get a comprehension passage in your exam, in 11 plus exam, or in your school mock test, or if you join us, we also give you a mock test, the first thing that you have to do is you will skip the passage. You will not read the passage. You will directly go to the questions and you will read each and every word of the questions. You will underline important words in the questions. Okay? All right? Let's move ahead. Before I go to the questions, I would like to share with you that our admissions for the next session 2023 and 2024 are open. Please kindly inform your friends, your families, whosoever require these courses, be it for 11 plus, be it for primary school like year 2 to year 6, be it for 11 plus, KS3, GCSE, even for year 12 and 13. We are providing all the coachings to you. All right. We are there for you. We are there to help you out in all the topics and in all the subjects. So our admissions are open and you can definitely book a free demo session with us. Okay. Please spread the word among your friends and your family. All right. So they can all benefit from these courses. All right. Kenyuli, you're saying that you can't unmute yourself because you're not allowed to do that. There are so many children here. When I will be asking you a question, you can answer it in the chat box. All right, dear? I hope I'm clear with your question. All right. All right, Kenyuli. Thanks, dear, for cooperating. All right. So I will be reading the questions first and I will underline important words in the questions. Let me remind you, in your exam, you will also be doing the same way, the way I am doing it on screen. Okay? You will underline important words in the questions. First question, the reason for people listening to music or using their electronic gadgets while crossing busy roads or traveling on public transport is that. All right. So what is the reason for people listening to music and using their electronic gadgets while crossing busy roads? So options are given to us. Let me tell you, in your exam also, you will be getting MCQs. multiple choice questions. Means you will get 4 options or 5 options and you will have to choose any one. Number 2, the electrician did nothing because 4 options are given to you. Which of the following correctly list the tone with which the author had written the passage? Options, and this is the part of question itself, and you have to tell which is the correct option out of A, B, C, and D. 4th question. The author says that we should not resent people. Why we should resent? Why, what are the people, or who are the people we should not be resenting? 5th one. The bomb scare happened because the passengers were stunned. Because, all right, so we have total 10 questions. So before I start, let me just remind you, our admissions for 11 plus are open for 2023 and 24. That means for the next session, and not only for 11 plus, but for all the courses, right? From year 2 till year 13. We have all the courses for 11 for all the students and for respective subjects as well. And adding on to it, something wonderful. We are running 20% off for first 20 students. So the first 20 students who are going to enroll with us for the new session of 2023 to 2024, for 11 plus students specifically, they will get 20% off. And who is going to get 20% off? Only the first 20 students. So hurry up. 7th question. Pick up the option showing the correct use of stunned as used in the passage. Choose the word from the passage that is an antonym for absorbing. iPod oblivion can be defined as the synonym of absorbed. As I told you, you will get the questions for synonyms, antonyms, or spellings in your comprehension. You can see the 10th question. You can see the 9th question. In 9th question, you can see the language is different. iPod oblivion can be defined as. Here you have to tell the meaning. The language is different, but they are asking you the question of vocabulary here, right? So you don't have to get puzzled up. Just understand the question. The question is just twisted. This one also, you have to write about the antonym. This one is also a part of. 7th is also a part of vocabulary. See, the correct use of stunned. You have to find out where the word stunned is correctly used. So last 4 questions are based on vocabulary. It's just that all 4 questions are differently asked, just to puzzle you up. Okay? So do not get puzzled up. You're smart enough, right? And you have to do smart work. All right. Let me go back to the passage now. Once we have read the questions, we have underlined important words in the questions. We will read the passage line-wise. Each and every word has to be read sincerely. And one more tip here, whenever you get any passage or any poem in comprehension, always try to visualize what you are reading. Try to imagine what you are reading. Why? Because whenever you see a movie, all right, for example, you have seen a movie, you just see it once and you know what scene is where. You know who is playing which role. You know, this is, all the events of the events of the story also, right? You know the sequence also. Why does it happen? Why do we remember the movies so well as compared to storybooks? Because when we see something that stays with us for a long time, it is with most of the children. I am not saying it happens with everyone, but most of the children, right? So why am I telling you to imagine, to start picturizing what you are reading? Because that will stay with you for a long time. Okay? So as I am reading, try to create a picture in your mind. All right? Try to imagine, try to visualize. Let's begin. And yes, one more thing I'm sharing with you. Here, there are only 4 paragraphs. This is a very short passage I'm sharing as of now. Why am I doing that like this as of now? Because I know This is just for a limited time, and here I'm basically here to deliver the tips and tricks for attempting comprehension passage. In your mock test, in your exam, in 11 plus exam, you will get a long passage. Okay? But you have to follow the same technique, same tips. All right? All right, let's begin. I hope you are all understanding. Yes, all right, let me start. These days, it is not unusual to see people listening to music or using their electronic gadgets while crossing busy roads or traveling on public transport, regardless of the risk involved. I have often wondered why they take such risk. Is it because they want to execute a sense of independence? Or is it that they want to tell the world to stop bothering them? Or is it that they just want to show how cool they are? Whether it is a workman or an executive, earphones have become an inseparable part of our lives, sometimes even leading to tragic comic events or situations. I have chosen this passage for you because it is quite relatable. Each one of us can relate to it. Each one of us must have experienced it. And that's why I have taken this passage so that we all can relate and we understand the tips and tricks in a better way. All right. Abdul, you have raised your hand. Any question, dear? Tragic comic situation means sometimes it can it can lead to some accident, right? It can take away someone's life. You are there on your earphones, you're crossing the road, and you're least bothered which car is coming, which what is coming with, and you're least bothered, and you are meeting with, you are actually meeting with an accident. That is tragic. Comic, sometimes it happens that your friend has just met you and has seen you all of a sudden on the road or anywhere, right? And the friend is calling you constantly, Abdul, Abdul, but you are not responding, and the friend is wondering why Abdul is not responding, because the friend is is unaware that Abdul has put earphones in his ears and he's listening to the music. That's why he's not able to hear, right? So that becomes a funny moment, isn't it? Right? And then your friend will come to you, listen, Abdul, I was I was calling you, I gave you, I called out 100 times and you did not respond. And Abdul was like, did you call me? I was having earphones in my ears. And you had a great laugh. So this is what tragic comic moments are all about. All right? So I can see so many questions are coming here. I would request you all to please let me complete this passage, and then I will definitely listen to your questions. All right, dear? Thank you. All right. So here we have, the other day an electrician had come to our house. The electrician has come to our house to fix something. We told him in detail what needed to be done. But after he left, I found that the man had done almost nothing. It later turned out that he could not hear our directions clearly because he had an earphone on. Hundreds of such earphone addicts commute by public transport every day. While one should not begrudge anyone their moments of privacy or their love for music, the fact is that iPod oblivion can sometimes be very, very dangerous. Recently, I was traveling with my wife on a public transport. So this person, the narrator, has shared one incident. I was traveling with my wife on a public transport. Since the train was approaching the last station, there weren't too many passengers in our compartment. Other than us, there were only two women sitting on the other side of the aisle. And then suddenly, I spotted a duffel bag. The bomb scare lasted for several minutes. Then suddenly, a youth emerged from nowhere and picked up the bag. When we tried to stop him, he looked at us surprisingly. Then he took off his earpieces, lifted the bag, and told us that the bag belonged to him and that he was going to get off at the next station. Fourth paragraph. I can see one child, Muhammad, is constantly asking for the remote control of my screen. I'm really sorry, dear, it's not allowed. Okay, so please do not keep asking it. Thank you so much. Fourth paragraph. We were stunned but recovered in time to ask him where he was all this while. His answer was he was in the compartment, leaning against the door, totally immersed in the music. He had no clue about what was going on around him. When he got off, earplugs in his hand, we could hear strains of this song. Right? Is it interesting? Are you all able to relate it? I am sure you all are able to relate it. Rita, please unmute yourself, dear. Let me give you the permission to do that. Yes, Rita. See, oblivion is like, when we talk about oblivion, we have that oblivion question here. All right. And I will be asking you, I'll provide you some options and I'll ask you. Right. And the word exclude means, like when we talk about exclude, it means when we are discharging something. All right. Okay. When we have to have a lot of particular quality or feeling. All right. There are two meanings here. Fine. And oblivion, I have a question for that, so I will be asking you. All right. Anisha, you have a question, dear? This is the last person I'm asking, then I'll move on to the questions. Yes, Anisha. I've given you the permission to unmute yourself. Where is it, dear? Which word? Bomb scare. All right, bomb scare. Okay. Bomb scare is like, when somebody puts some bombs, right? Bomb is an explosion. All right. When somebody puts an explosion kind of thing, and due to bomb, we have explosions also, right? Bomb is a kind of, you can say, how do I explain you? Bomb is a container which is filled with explosive, all right? Which is basically meant to explode, all right? And, it actually leads to many deaths. People die in it. All right. Explosion. All right. Bomb is when something explosive is going to happen. Right. When many people are going to die. Yes. I have a child here. Okay. I'll just move on to the questions next time. Please ask your queries in the chat box. I'll answer. Hello, Ayush. I can see your hi here. All right. Just to remind you, and I think I've already discussed that. Let me move on to the questions now. Muse is also asking me to give the remote control of my screen. I'm really sorry, dear. I am not allowed to do that. Thank you so much. First question, please give me the answers in the chat box. The reason for people listening to music or using their electronic gadgets while crossing busy roads or traveling on public transport is that they do not want to be disturbed. They want to show how fashionable they are. They want to show their independence, or D, all of these. Yes, so what do you think? Answer. Okay, I've started getting the answers. Tashiba, B is not the correct one. Ashel, C is not the correct one. All right, rest of the students are answering correctly. Aradhya, okay, correct one. Correct. Arush, correct. D, Banerjee, correct. Somebody has written A again. A is not the correct one, dear. Vasi, no. Raghu, no. Rest all of you are answering correctly. Absolutely, Kenyuli, Rida, Lolita. The correct answer is all of these. Let me show you how. I'm just showing you for this question, all right? So, why they take such risk? Is it because they want to exclude a sense of independence? Is it because they want to tell the world to stop bothering them? Or is it just they want to show how cool they are? Right? So all these three options are correct. Hence, the correct answer is D. All right. Second question. The electrician did nothing because he had not heard them. He was listening to music. He was not interested in the job because he could not understand what needed to be fixed. What is the correct answer? You know what? Many of you are saying A, but some are saying B also. Out of A and B, there is still one correct answer. Now, given you, I've shortlisted. All right. So out of A and B, no, D is not the correct one. Out of A and B, one is correct. Absolutely. Binuka, Tashiba, VP, Abdul, A is the correct. Jaron, A is the correct one. Adishri, A is the correct one. He did not heard them. All right. He actually did not hear them. All right. Let's move on to the next question. Which of the following lists the tone which with the author had written the passage? So you saw, and you know what? All these questions are very different, right? Each and every question. I have taken all different kinds of questions in this passage just to help you out how to answer these questions. Mary and the child with iPad, please ask your question in the chat box. Third question is, so I read the whole passage for you, all right? So what do you think? What was the tone of the narrator or the author? Was he humorous? Was he writing it in a very funny way? Was he writing it in a sarcastic way? He meant to say something, but he has written something. Was he serious? Was he, serious while telling it to everyone that earphones should not be used? Was this information informative? Was it resentful? What is the meaning of the word resentful? Can anyone share with me? Resentful, when you're feeling angry because you have been forced to accept someone, right? When you're feeling angry, all right, you're irritated, you're angry, all right. Now answer my question. What is the correct option out of A to A, B, C, and D? A is correct, B is correct, C is correct, or D is correct? Please start giving your answers now. Okay, many of you are saying it is C. That is serious and resentful. Absolutely. The author is really very serious while he has written this passage. He's delivering a very important message. All right. I can see one child with the name iPad wants to ask something. I have given you the option to unmute yourself. Please ask your query, dear. Please, you need to unmute yourself. The child with the name iPad. Yes, dear, you want to ask something? No? All right, dear, no problem. Okay. Fourth question. The author says that we should not resent people. We should not resent people. What kind of people? Who are indulging in their love for music, who wants privacy, or both A and B and neither A nor B? Please write your answer in the chat box. Mohammed, you have to write your answer in the chat box. Absolutely. Rohan, Ashil, Ashar, Taranya, Oscar. Correct. All of you are Arush, no. Binuka, correct. Lolita, correct. Marwa, correct. Kenuli, no. Kenuli, try. Ayush, no. Raghu, Jebenaji, correct. All right. Absolutely. It is both B and C. All right. The bomb scare happened because it was a better bag. No one came to claim it. No one came to see whose bag is. I mean, no one came to, near that to see whether it is their bag or not. It consisted of wires. It was suspicious looking. What is the correct option here for fifth one? See, this is the problem you're going to face in your 11 plus also. They'll always make two options. Most of the time, they're going to make two options which are quite similar, but still the correct answer is one. I can see most of the children are saying B and some are saying D. Which is the correct one out of these two? Let me open the chat box. B, Benuka B, Oscar B, Azan, no Azan, Raghu B. Binuka has written B, 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 B. All right, Binuka, you're correct. Vasi, correct. Kenuli, no, it's B, Kenuli. Adishri, correct. Arush, correct. Arush has written B. All right, he's so confident. He's super confident. Rohan, correct, dear. Aradhya, correct. All right. I think I should move on to the next one. So the correct answer here is B1. No one came to claim it. All right. The passengers were stunned because the youth was careless. The bag contained a bomb. The youth had not been visible anywhere near the bag earlier. None of the above. Which is the correct one? That's nice. Arush, VP, Binuka, Jeron, all are correct. Absolutely. I think it's quite obvious for you people to guess. So it is the C is the correct one. All right. So admissions are open for 11 plus students for the next session. You will get 20% off. And this is only for first 20 students. All right. So hurry up. Seventh one. So last four are for vocabulary. Okay. It is based on the passage only. And you will get the same thing in your exam also. Pick the option showing the correct use of stunned. So where do you think the word stunned is used correctly? The animals are stunned because before slaughter, the robbers stunned the guard by banging them on the head. Many cinema goers were stunned by the movie's violent and tragic death. Am I muted? All right, just a minute. All right, I muted myself. Sorry. All right. So the robbers stunned the guard by banging him on the head. Many cinema goers were stunned by the movie's violent and tragic end. The impact of the ball had stunned it. Out of all four sentences, where do you think the word stunned is used correctly? C. Benika again has written C. Ashar, Ishal, Tasib, Tasbiha. All right. I want other students to respond. Mary, you have raised your hand, dear. I think I should ask you. Yes, others keep responding. Yes, Mary, you have a question, dear. I have given you the permission to unmute yourself. Mary, dear, you need to unmute yourself. Then only you will be able to ask. Absolutely. And Mary, you have to answer it in chat box. All right? Thank you. All right, dear. 8-1. Yes, the correct answer is C. Correct, all of you. Choose the word from the passage that is an antonym for absorbing. Let me tell you, antonym again means opposite. What is the opposite word for absorbing? Exclude, bothering, commute, stun. I shared one example. I mean, somebody asked me the meaning of exclude. I think Rita asked me. Can you share the correct answer now? Absorb means when you're, absorbing, excluding. Rita is, telling me the answer with her actions. Right, Rita? Yes, absolutely, Rita. Rohan, Mavra, correct. Mavra, no, it's wrong, dear. Please have a look. Kenuli, correct. Wasi, correct. Jason, correct. Binuka, correct. All right, wonderful responses. I am super happy. Azan has written A, which is absolutely correct. So it is A. I shared the meaning in the beginning if you paid attention. iPod Oblivion be defined as what? Yes, iPad Oblivion. Oblivion means when you're unaware, the state of unaware that what is happening around one. Correct. The carelessness of people while listening to music. iPod is with which you listen to the music, right? It's an what do you say? It's an equipment, right? We can say that, which can be used to listen to music. All right, and it's a device. Device is a right word. See, I have so many synonyms. So device is a right word. So it's a device with which we can listen to music. So oblivion means when you are unaware what is happening around you. So iPod oblivion. Now you have to connect it. The carelessness of people while listening to music. C is the correct one. 10th and the last one for today. The synonym of absorbed used in paragraph 4 is recovered, immersed, stunned, soaked. Can you answer? And let me tell you, whenever you get any question where you have to check out the paragraph, right? Where you have, like here it is written, you have to check paragraph 4. Do not be overconfident. Always go back to the paragraph and check once again whether your answer is correct or not. Even if you're confident, still check your answer. Okay? So let me take you back to paragraph 4. Find the synonym of absorbed, means similar words. He was in the compartment, leaning against the door, totally immersed in the music. Totally immersed in the music. All right? Completely into music. Completely absorbed into music. Isn't it? Right? All right, dear. Okay. So here we are done with our comprehension. I hope you understood the tips and tricks that I shared with you. We did not get much time, but yes, in this limited time, I tried to share as much as possible. All right. And there is something very important for you. The ones who are going to give their exams for 11 plus in September, we are also having doubt sessions. We are starting with our doubt sessions. So you can have one-to-one doubt sessions with us. You will definitely be getting free mock test, right? So book your sessions now to avail the maximum benefits. All right? Okay? Right, dear? So doubt sessions we have already started for the upcoming 11 plus exam. So please enroll for it in case you want all your doubts to be cleared in one go. All right? Or as quickly as possible. We'll try to cover up all your doubts as soon as possible so that later on we can focus more on revision. Right? Okay. So here we have social media platforms. Our social media platforms are these ones. And I would really recommend you, and I would really tell you, this is what something that, I also, personally believe that we all should do that if we want the maximum knowledge, maximum benefits for 11 plus exams. All right. You have to follow our page, Glecta Learning. You have to subscribe our channel and please follow us. Please add us on Facebook and join our Telegram group where we are sharing material every day. On everyday basis, we are sharing material of English, maths, NVR, VR, 10 multiple choice questions every day, sometimes 20 multiple choice questions, and they are all relevant, extremely relevant, related to, and they all are related to 11 plus. So, I mean, I would seriously suggest you, please join all of these pages and specifically our Telegram page. All right, you will seriously learn a lot. All right, I hope you enjoyed this session. Good, Rohan. I hope you enjoyed this session. Thank you so much. I had a great time with you. And you can share your feedback in the chat box. All right. Thank you so much, Azan. And it was a pleasure. It was an honor to conduct this session for you all. Thank you, Venuka. Thanks from my side also, from Glecta. And we'll definitely be, thank you, Oscar. We'll definitely try to provide you the best of the best tips and tricks so that you learn as soon as possible for your 11 plus exam, and you can also do the revision also. We are not going to stop here. We are definitely going to come up with more and more live events, and I've already shared in the beginning with you that we are going to have so many live sessions with you, live events with you of different subjects. All right. And yes, Jason, I remember you. All right. Thank you so much for all your comments in the chat box. And it was a great time with you all. Bye bye. Take care. Have a nice day.